Hi everyone, Mr. Hawkins with Hawkins Tech. And since the introduction of iOS 26, we got some new updates to both the camera app and the Photos app. Now, I am not installed on the iOS 26 beta. However, I have pictures and screenshots to show, so I'm going to show it, and I'm also going to compare it with iOS 18 since that update I am currently running on my iPhone 12. So if we take a look, in iOS 26, the camera app looks different. If we go into iOS 18 here, the first thing you could see is all of our options are placed above this white circle. We can scroll for different things, scroll into slow-mo. We can take a video. We have our different options here. We even can scroll up like this to see additional options. Well, in iOS 26, the camera app is different. And what I mean by different is we have our buttons placed at the bottom, and we have liquid glass throughout. Within the camera app, you have a lighter color. That's the liquid glass feature. The wording might be a little bit blurry on the screenshot, but you have liquid glass, a shutter button, and I think that might be a zoom in or zoom out button. It's just a singular button. That's what the camera app looks like when you first open it. Along with that, we have some additional options. We have additional options here with the camera app. We have some additional options when you tap on the photo button twice. You have this sort of clock option. I can't quite tell what that says. I believe that might say timer. But you have additional options here in the camera app. You also have additional options for night mode as well. If we take a look, there are additional options, or these might be just the same options as before. You just have two places to access them, from the top right corner or tapping on photo twice. Now the Photos app. If you remember last year in iOS 18, Apple gave us the Photos app. Now, while me personally, I loved this Photos app, there were a lot of people that thought it was very frustrating because you have to scroll up and it looks completely different from iOS 17. While there are tons of videos, and even I made a couple videos on how to clean this up, you just simply go to customize and reorder, and you basically deselect every toggle or a few depending on what you prefer. Now, while you can scroll up, you typically have pin collections, people and pets albums, featured photos, shared albums, recent days, trips, media types, and utilities. And you have a couple more as well. Well, in iOS 26, you now have a dedicated library button. That means when you first go into Photos, you're going to have your toolbar. You're going to have years, months, all, which is all photos. And this X button here is now going to be replaced with a search button because they're bringing search to the bottom right. Your account and different options are now going to be in the new dedicated collections button. Once tapped, the new collections button, it will basically show you everything that you had before, your account. It will show you people and pets or pen collections, people and pets, albums, featured photos, shared albums, recent days, trips, media types, and utilities. And you will also see your account in the top right corner as well. Search is still going to be placed on the right. Now, if we take a look at the toolbar, which is this toolbar but slightly updated, it's now covered in the liquid glass. Liquid glass you can somewhat see through, although you can't quite see through it on here. Apple has changed it up several different times throughout the betas. And you can make it has had significant changes, and it looks very great. It looks better than the iOS 18 Photos app, but it does look about the same. But that's because Apple has changed it up several times. They went from liquid glass to frosted glass, and they changed it up many different times in the Photos app. Also, one thing I forgot to mention, this is a helpful feature for if your camera lens constantly gets dirty. Now, I have a camera protector on my iPhone 12's camera lens. I don't know if this will work if I have that, but in iOS 26 in the Photos app, or camera app rather, you now have a camera lens cleaning suggestion. So it will display a message if your camera lens on the back of your iPhone is dirty. And that is a really helpful feature in iOS 26. So that's most of the new features with the camera and photos. Personally, I do love the Photos app in iOS 18, but a lot of people didn't like it. And this new Photos app, it does look better than the one in iOS 18, but I still think the one in iOS 18 is pretty great. Comment down below, what do you think of the new camera and photos feature? Personally, I love the look of the new camera app, and that new lens cleaning feature is very helpful. Again, I'm not running the iOS beta, which is why I have the screenshots to show. As far as when to expect the next beta, I would expect that on August 18th. Last week, Apple released iOS 26 Developer Beta 6 on August 11th, or this week rather. I thought they would release it on a Tuesday, but they released it on Monday, August 11th. So on Monday, August 18th, we could see iOS 26 Beta 7. Along with it, next or the following Monday after that, on the 25th, we can see iOS 26 Beta 8. Now, that's not the only thing I would see. I would also expect iOS 26 or the iPhone 17 event invites, where we get the iPhone 17, 17 Air, 17 Pro, and 17 Pro Max, along with AirPods Pro 3, Apple Watch Ultra 3, Apple Watch Series 11, as well as an updated Apple Watch SE 3. I would expect invites on August 25th or August 26th, with rumors for the event on September 9th. I would expect the final release of iOS 26 on Monday, September 15th, and I will have a 20-minute video covering the changes that is in iOS 26. I did a video yesterday that was 20 minutes long, covering iOS 26 2 months later and what are my favorite features. So it's going to be the same somewhat 20-minute video covering most of the features in iOS 26 with the liquid glass and different things like that. Hopefully, if you enjoy what you see, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I initially had 300 subscribers, but now I got knocked back down. So if I get 300 subscribers, I am going to do a live stream tomorrow. I'm changing it to tomorrow, even if I don't, but hopefully I do, because then I will do a live stream. If not, then I'm going to have to postpone it to when I get 300 subscribers. So if you like the content that you see, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. My name is Mr. Hawkins with Hawkins Tech, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.